What's up, guys, and welcome to Black Phone Review. Now look, I know I'm late to the party yet again. Another movie that slipped through the cracks for me, dude. You can't watch them all, but I'm watching it now because Black Phone 2 is coming out like this week. I actually wanted to watch him, but my friend was like, let's watch Black Phone instead. And I was like, you know, you're right, let's do that. And I'm glad we did. This movie was pretty fucking dope. I knew very little about this movie. All I knew was that Ethan Hawke was in it and that it was a horror film. That's it. And there was a black phone thing that was involved. That's it, dude. And off rip, the movie just sets the tone. It takes place in the 70s. Now, when it comes to horror films, I love when they take place in the past because it just gets rid of all the issues with modern technology. There could be a lot of suspend disbelief moments and, you know, convoluted things that have to happen for this film to take place in the modern era. But we're in the 70s, so we're chilling. And it never really let you forget about the time period with the clothing, with the music, with the references. I love that scene where he's talking to his friend in the bathroom and they're talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the OG one, and Enter the Dragon, you know, wanting to see these movies. It was so cool.
I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre Friday night. You seen it?
That movie's rated R. My dad would never take me to see that.
My uncle takes me to the drive-in. We see everything. But man, that movie, it's the best ever.
Better than Enter the Dragon.
Well, okay, maybe second best.
Yo, real quick though, Robin has Mexican aura, dude. It was fire. That was the real homiest of homies right there, dude. Standing up for his friend and just beating the fuck out of some kids.
F with Finn again. I f with you. You can leave now.
And we learn what we're dealing with in this movie pretty fast. There is someone, Ethan Hawke, stealing children, just kidnapping them, calling him the grabber. And that's something you could just do back then, dude. There's no cameras anywhere, you know? You find a kid down a road by himself, you could just take him and he would just never be found. Terrifying. And I love that they showed this badass kid, Robin, spoiler alert, all right, spoiler alert coming, even get taken himself, which just sucked, man. It was like, damn, this kid's awesome. And then he's just immediately grabbed, and you're like, dude, that sucks. Which gives you no hope for our main character who's, you know, not the strongest. He's more of a, you know, the intelligent side. They were brawn and brains for each other. One would protect him, the other one would help him out with homework and all that good stuff. So when the kid finally gets grabbed, you're like, oh, he's But then something I wasn't accounting for, his sister just having powers, being a little badass too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I took him down because obviously I'm the grabber, you dumb f***ing Bart knocker.
Gwendolyn Blake!
She could essentially like dream walk or just see things in her dreams, stuff that hadn't happened yet, or maybe stuff that has happened and she could see it from where she was in her dreams, which is pretty cool, dude. She gave the hope to pretty much an unsolvable case, essentially. And not just her, the black phone, the title of this movie. Once the kid gets grabbed, he's down in that basement and he starts getting calls from previous victims. It almost felt like a horror puzzle game. And he was like the perfect kid to put all of that stuff together and really figure out how to get the fuck out of there. You know, one kid like explaining like, there's a broken tile over here. I tried to dig a hole out. I didn't make it in time. Or some other kids like, I hid this cord to try and rip off the grate to the window and all that shit. Or even warning him of being tested by Ethan Hawke, by the grabber, where he would purposely leave like the door open so the kid would try to escape and he would be waiting for him at the top of the stairs. There's this shot of Ethan. Once the kid is warned, the camera goes up through the stairway and it just shows him there shirtless with a belt sitting on a chair staring at the doorway. Dude, it was so ominous. And Ethan Hawke did such an incredible job. You don't see his face for probably 95% of the movie. This man is acting straight up with just a mask on. He was even kind of funny at times in a fucked up way.
I'll scream. If someone's upstairs, they'll hear me.
No, it won't. Not with the door shut.
And his mask had so much character. It's so hard to make new horror things iconic, but I feel like that mask is, at least to me, I feel like it can become iconic, or it is iconic now with Black Phone 2 coming out. Being interchangeable with having no mouth, to having a creepy smile, or to having like this frown in the moments he was probably testing them to beat the fuck out of these kids. So much so that it felt like it was a part of him. It was who he was. There's a moment where the kid like rips off his mask and he freaks out like, oh, don't look at me type, and it's kind of crazy. Sometimes with horror films, the supernatural stuff could take you out of it if it's not done well, and it was done just so well in this movie, I think. It didn't beat you over the head with it, but it was used in ways that felt logical to you. These kid actors, man, they did pretty fucking well. They had scenes where, you know, their dad's just being an abusive fucking dad, dude, just beating the shit out of them. Man, you could really feel it. It felt pretty fucked up to watch. You felt so bad for these kids to go through that, and then to have to, you know, the sister dealing with her brother being missing and her brother being captured by the grabber. You know, it's like, man, can they catch a fucking break? This movie didn't rely on jump scares. There were a couple, but you know, it wasn't like a bad horror film where it just does it over and over and over again. There's a scene in this movie where the kid has to essentially do like a stealth mission, and he's trying to undo this lock at the front door of the house while Ethan Hawke's character is sleeping right fucking behind him, dude. The whole time you're just holding your breath like, come on, man, don't fuck up, man, come on, man. It was so good. I thought it was a great horror film, and I'm now hyped to see Black Phone 2 that comes out this week. I'm probably gonna watch that, and I'm probably gonna review it here. I give this movie a Mexican badass out of 10. No, but I give this movie probably like an 8 out of 10. It was really good. Yep, I'm really hyped to see Black Phone 2 this week, and I'm probably gonna review it here. If you want more videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, hit the bell, you know what I'm saying? Watching all the horror movies I can, watching old ones, new ones, all that good shit. Spooky season. I will be back with another horror movie review. Take care now, and bye-bye then. Ta-ta.